Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul Channel. I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I just would like to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And so people I thank have inspired me. Hope they can inspire you as well. And I will have links below to their sites. They are Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Alon Anava, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Rav Daniel Asor, Rabbi Michael Skobach, Jews for Judaism, Rabbi David Asher, Rabbi Yaron Ruvain, I should say that clearer, and Rabbi Yosef Chesney as well. If you've never checked out this channel before, I will have a link below to my first video which explains what M.L.M for the Soul means, what it stands for, what I'm doing. Excuse me. So this week I'm going to do something a little different. I've actually done a book review before, and I'm kind of going to do that again. I didn't actually finish this book as yet. I'm kind of, I think, I'd say maybe a quarter of the way through, but it's worth talking about. The last book review I did was on a book by Emuna Vered Murray, a Jew by choice, about her and her husband's journey. And BeEzrat Hashem, she has a second book that just came out recently, and I'm going to review that in the near future. BeEzrat Hashem, I can't give you an exact date or time because I have to start reading it. I did leaf through it slightly since I've received it. So I'm going to give you a little background on this. So actually my mom, thank you, Mom, she started sending me these emails from this Rabbi Shraga Freedman. It's he has what's called Living Kiddush Hashem Foundation, and it's about different things to focus on, you know, to bring Kiddush Hashem into the world. And I will also have a link below to his website, his email, and how you can actually sign up to get this, and about the books as well. So their mission was, they say they were founded with the goal of imbuing every Jew with a powerful sense of mission. The mission to be Mikadeh Shem Shamayim. That means to sanctify the name of Hashem in his or her own unique way. We strive to accomplish this by raising awareness of the paramount importance of the mitzvah, which is the commandment of Kiddush Hashem, and its centrality in everything we do. I think that's beautiful, and he has an interesting story how he started this. So these books were put out by ArtScroll. He actually has two books. The first book was called Living Kiddush Hashem, and this is actually the second book, and I'll tell you how I got it, but briefly. But I wish I had the first book first, because it kind of is the intro. I guess it's kind of like an introduction. In it, he says, in the beginning, he says here, he explored the dimensions of Kiddush Hashem, of sanctifying Hashem's name through our everyday actions. And then this one is kind of a follow-up. He shows us more clearly how making Kiddush Hashem can and should frame our every action, showing empathy and gratitude in interactions. So it's designed to make the spiritual concept of Kiddush Hashem relatable, practical, and doable. So I don't know if it's necessarily like you have to read the first one to get to the second, but I like to kind of read things in order, but that's okay. So he has different things here which are interesting too. In each section I'll show you, he has what's called these takeaways, making it practical tips, and discussion points, so that kind of you could relate to that. So how I got this book was very interesting, because on those emails that my mom would send me, he had something there where you can ask to get a free book if you will share about it, or I don't know if he meant like do a review or something he was saying, but it really was relating to people who have like a school or something, and I don't. And I emailed him anyway, the Rabbi Shraga Freedman. I didn't know if I'd get anything because I didn't hear back. And then in the mail one day, I got this, and this is a little while ago. So he mentions about thanks for ordering it. We're motivated to ensure that everybody will be Mikadeh Shamayim Hashem in everything they do, every day and every way. And I hope you'll be inspired by the stories in the book, and to weave Kiddush Hashem into your lessons. Meaning, if I was a teacher, but we're all teachers in some way. Let's see, what else does it say? So it's in the end, he says, the time has come to focus on Kiddush Hashem, our mission. Just as a business rises or falls based on its employees' sense of mission, the Jewish people's success is their own mission is a function of how deeply they are aware of it. That's very beautifully said. So so he has also an interesting how he got into this. It was because he heard something. I'll just say very quickly how we heard it. It was in Shari Tshuva of Rabbi Yonah tells that every Jew has a special mission, And the reason Hashem chose the Jewish nation, elevated them from above the rest of the nations of the world, and sanctified them with His Torah and mitzvahs solely so they would fear Hashem and sanctify His name. And he says he first heard the statement about 20 years ago in a shmooze from Rabbi Matisyahu Solomon when he was learning in Beis Medrash HaGavoha of Lakewood. This is Rabbi Freedman. And the idea simply blew me away. I've always known that Kiddush Hashem is a very important mitzvah, but I never realized that it was the ultimate purpose of every Jew's existence. An entire Torah and all of its mitzvahs are tools to help make it happen. So that's kind of how he said he shifted. He continued to learn, and this is something that he shifted into doing, and he realized it's his purpose and mission. So, so he says in this book, it's not to rehash from the first book, nor is it a substitute. The first book, he says, provides an understanding of the way Kiddush Hashem works, and this book, he transitions, like I said, to make it real and practical for each reader. So it's what it is he takes this into different sections. So I'll just kind of briefly give you some ideas about it, and then hopefully you'll get it. Oh, and I will also, and this is also available from our school, and I will also have their website. So he breaks it down into different chapters. So I'm actually up to chapter, just to tell you where I'm at, I'm up to chapter 5. So I haven't gotten fully through, but there is one amazing story that I want to just read for you, just so you get an idea of what this means. So he breaks this down into, like, for example, the first chapter is words and deeds, and then he has about, you know, like, it looks like here he has about 7 different subtitles, and then a healthy balance, small actions, big opportunities. So, and each one has stories in there. So there's, let's see, 18 chapters here. The last chapter is on interviews of different people who have amazing stories themselves. And so I'll just show you just how the book is. Let me see here. Just give me a second while I get to where I want to. So, like here, for example, the first chapter, here's the first chapter, words and deeds, and then I want to show you. So then he has like a little background and then like a story, and then he has here, like here he has it, like what the takeaway is, and then on top you're making it practical, so kind of like you can have the idea of what you could do with it. And then at the end of of each chapter, he also does like the complete chapter, discussion points, discussion, you know. So the one story, if I could find it real quickly so I don't take up too much time. Let's see if I could find it. It's an amazing story. I mean, all the stories in here are amazing. So I highly recommend you get the book. And maybe start with the first one if you want, which again is called Living Kiddush Hashem, and this is called A Life Worth Living. So far I think these are the 2 books he has. So if I could find that story real quick, I should have bookmarked it or put a little paper in it, but hopefully I'll find it real quick here. Ah, I found it. Okay, so this is under the section of Chesed in Yeshivos. And this is, I think, chapter 2 called A Healthy Balance. So the story goes like this. So Rav Reuven, let me see if this is where I want to start from. Okay, yeah, and I'll read you the story of the person who wrote this as a letter to this rabbi. So Rav Reuven Feinstein once received an effusive letter from a non-Jew who praised the Bachurim of his yeshiva for their respect and courtesy. This letter is a testament to the power of a yeshiva bachur, which is a person who's studying a boy, to create Kiddush Hashem with the proper blend of Kedusha, which is holiness, and Derech Eretz, which is your conduct. The yeshiva students who are our pride and joy can have an outstanding impact on others. So here's a true a story, a letter that was written to the rabbi from this person. So it goes like this. Rabbi Feinstein, I was so impressed with the young Bachurim of the Staten Island Yeshiva. And just so you know, this is a non-Jew saying this, but I guess he already knows the lingo. So again, I was so impressed with the young Bachurim of the Staten Island Yeshiva, which you are the head, that I must write this email to you. In February of last year, I drove a friend of mine, Rabbi Eli Bean, so again, he knows, he has contacts with observant Jews, from Lakewood, New Jersey to Upper Staten Island for therapy on his knee. Rabbi Bean needed to daven the afternoon prayers and determined that your yeshiva was a convenient place to do so. So I'm not sure where this yeshiva is. I think it's oh yeah, it's in Staten Island, I guess. So that February day was cold and snowy. I helped Eli up the icy steps to the yeshiva and waited in the hallway while he prayed. I watched the students as they traversed the halls. I cannot help but be in awe of the dress code, the demeanor, and the courtesy shown to me as a stranger, a non-Jew. I live in a non-Jewish world, a world in which people are low in respect for teachers, parents, and themselves. The lexicon, meaning the language was used, I love how he says this. The revealing clothing and the shameful, quote, sewer mouths, great way to put it, are to me an abhorrence to the Almighty. And this is coming from a non-Jew, pretty amazing. He made his own Kiddush Hashem just with what he said, in my humble opinion. I am not a predictor of the future, but I say that without a belief in an Almighty, and he puts in parentheses Hashem, Eli's word, and a judgment we all must face, the non-Jews that I am living among are doomed, and they don't know it or couldn't care less. What a terrible, short-sighted, selfish view. Rabbi Bean remarked to me once that without a high degree of morality, the world sinks into cannibalism and savagery. The world is there. Rahman al-Islam. Unfortunately, Hashem should have mercy on us. That's what it means. The only hope I see, if any, is the islands of Bechurim studying Torah and Talmud, living its commandments, and influencing others. May the Almighty bless you, the yeshiva, the rabbis, and your students. May your yeshiva be an example of what humanity should be. Shalom, Jerry Mullen. P.S. Rabbi Feinstein, may I suggest you do more Talmud Torah. Coming from a non-Jew, he knows more about what Torah is all about than a lot of Jews do, unfortunately, sad to say. So it just shows you that he was just watching them and seeing how they live. And also, I mean, he was friends with this observant Jew, so he knew, and he was a rabbi, so he kind of could see how people are. And it's amazing that he picked it up so quickly, realizing that the way people are acting in all the world, it's not about Jews, it's the general population. It's just like he says, it's an abhorrence. It's so horrible that this is how people are living and not realizing that they're in first they're in denial, and they're, as he say, they're doomed. They don't realize that they're taking a leap into the wrong place. So I just thought I wanted to share that one story with you because it was so profound to me. I mean, I haven't, like I say, gotten so far in the book. I did skim through some of the also the stories at the end, which are amazing too, which were the interviews that were done about different people and where their connections are from different organizations. Like, let me see here if I can find this real quick. How he titles it. So yeah, interviews they do with like different people, like I say, from different types of organizations. Like I remember there was one story, and they go through and ask them questions. I guess he would ask them questions because these are people who are also doing things. L'Shem Shamayim. He has Rabbi Pesach Kron here. He has different people. Let's just see who else is in here. There's a woman, a very interesting story of a woman who's like a liaison with the police department as a Torah observant. Here's one with Rabbi Shmuel Kamenetsky. Let me see who else. I'm trying to find that one with the woman. Bear with me. Sorry about that. Let's see. Trying to find it. It's further down than I thought. Let me see. Sorry about taking so long. I thought I had it here. I guess I either missed it or I thought I saw it, and now I don't see. Oh, here it is. The police. Here I saw. Yeah, law enforcement liaison. Yeah, she's a resident of Staten Island. Anyway, it's a very interesting story. He actually once sent that in an email as well. So it's really a beautiful book, and I look forward to delving into it more as time goes by. There's just so much to do in life that you don't always get to do what you'd like to do as far as everything you want to read or everything you want to be involved in. There's so much going on. So, yeah, so I definitely would recommend you check out this book and his other book too, the first book, Living Kiddush Hashem, and I think you'll be very pleased about it. It's a good time to read it on Shabbat or on holiday, one of the Chagim or anything like that, or anytime you just want to, if you have a few moments to sit and read, just, take one section and take it, open a chapter. I mean, I would start at the beginning. Not that it really follows any format that you have to, but I would just like start the chapter and take like one section, one subcategory, and then just read that one. And usually when you start, you're so inspired. I mean, the stories are so inspiring, each one's amazing, that it's hard to put it down. You want to keep continuing. So but yeah, go ahead, and if you can get this book, you can definitely get it online, I'm sure, from Art School. Again, it's called A Life Worth Living, Stories and Ideas for Constant Kiddush Hashem by Rabbi Shraga Freedman, and that's the beautiful book, what it looks like. So I hope you will definitely check this out, and I hope and pray that we will all merit to live and see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days, and the rebuilding of our final and everlasting Beit HaMikdash. Amen, and thanks for watching.